It's no secret that Disney is struggling creatively. The entertainment giant is still very profitable, but in many ways it feels like it's running on borrowed time. Marvel and Star Wars were legacy properties that the company acquired to boost their box office domination, but a drastic drop in quality and an exhausting release schedule has tarnished their brands. Disney's once-vaunted animation studio now relies heavily on sequels or releasing live-action remakes of classic films. But what is far more dangerous is the devil's bargain the company has made by creating the Disney adult. By catering to the childless consumer, Disney has locked in large short-term gains, but ensured that there will be no next generation to buy into their nostalgia-based market. The dominance of Walt Disney over popular culture is a product of incredible talent and incredible timing. The visionary animator and businessman obviously had an amazing gift for producing charming and entertaining stories that captivated children and even entertained their parents. The entrepreneur was also working at a time when mass media allowed children to consume far more entertainment than ever before. With the post-World War II baby boom and the large increase in disposable income, suddenly marketing entertainment and products to children became extremely profitable. Walt Disney was smart enough to parlay the success into a network of theme parks that would become a rite of passage that parents felt compelled to provide to their children. In America, to be a child was to be a fan of Disney. The two experiences were almost inseparable. The Disney empire continued to grow even after the death of its founder. The company expanded the number of theme parks and moved into television, music, sports, and video games. It also sought to update its appeal to older children and teens, extending their reach well into adolescence. Children could live their entire lives in an ecosystem of entertainment from one company. All of their formative experiences would in one way or another be Disney branded, an incredible way to ensure powerful feelings of nostalgia in the future. Creating innovative and charming experiences is a great business model, but a difficult task to reliably replicate. Disney continued to burn the candle at both ends, seeking to expand its reach and profit base to every possible demographic. When Walt began his company, children were an essentially untapped market, but they come with downsides like not having their own income. You have to trick their parents into spending the money for them. Initially, the idea that a children's entertainment company would directly market to adults seemed unrealistic, but it turned out that appealing to nostalgia was the trick. Nostalgia is an amazing product to sell because in many ways it feels like tripping over a gold mine. There's no need to engage in the difficult and inconsistent art of innovation and creation because all the work is already done for you. The generations of storytelling and design laid down by talented Disney creators had built up so much goodwill that simply seeing those properties represented in a slightly different way brought back warm feelings. Many young adults found out that the real world was a far more difficult place than the one they remembered back when they were watching Disney films and looking forward to visiting their theme parks. Revisiting those experiences reminded these Disney adults of better and more carefree times. The younger adults were also having fewer children than previous generations, if they even had children at all. There were fewer opportunities to use children as an avenue to their parents' pocketbooks, so Disney would need to go after the adults themselves. The company started to shift its emphasis from new properties to nostalgia bait, producing fewer original films and relying on sequels or live-action remakes of animated classics. Movie executives initially struck gold after turning the flagging comic book publisher Marvel into a film juggernaut, but a mix of social justice messaging and fatigue from the sheer number of releases caused the perceived quality to plummet over time. Disney also acquired Lucasfilms with the expectation of crafting another cinematic universe that would come with a rabid fan base, but it was clear that the company was unable to produce new, memorable stories, and after a wave of initial excitement, the fans began to lose interest. On the theme park front, Disney began to cater more and more of its experiences to adults. The company was fully aware that regular attendance at the parks had become a status symbol among young adults who enjoyed glamorizing their conspicuous consumption on social media. Prices skyrocketed as exclusive experiences were added to cater to childless adults. Nightclubs, elite dining clubs, and luxury resorts were introduced to soak up all that new disposable income. The parks even broke Walt's long-standing no alcohol policy, and adult beverages quickly became readily available. it became clear that Disney was now focusing much of its efforts to squeezing every last dollar from the adults they had enchanted when they were children, rather than enchanting a new generation of children. Nothing highlights this trend quite like Disney's failed Star Wars hotel, the Galactic Cruiser. The experience started at a shocking $5,500 for 2 people for just a few days, but could easily cost several thousand more. The guests were supposed to receive a fully immersive visit where every part of the environment was themed, every employee was an in-character actor, and an original story unfolded in front of them. In reality, the experience was so cost-prohibitive and complicated that families with children had no hope of ever attending. The halls of the hotel were dominated by childless adults burning large sums of money so they could post pictures on Instagram. And the sad thing is that even the influencers who were just posting on Instagram for clout found the entire experience subpar. The hotel quickly closed and became a graveyard, or really a monument to the failure of Disney to understand where it was going. While the shift from creating children's entertainment to catering to adult nostalgia initially felt like a goldmine for Disney, it turned out to be a strip mine. The company's movies are often still profitable, though that is now far less certain than it used to be. But they're no longer focused on creating a memorable experience for children. The studio might rake in cash after reminding audiences about how much they loved Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin, but that trick can't work forever. Eventually, there will be no new generations of children who fondly remember Disney properties once they become adults. The company is eating its own seed corn for short-term profits rather than planting it for a later harvest. The far more depressing realization is that Disney is also destroying its future by creating adults who no longer care about the future of their bloodline. Disney adults are spending all of their income regularly attending the park and chasing exclusive experiences. They often don't save up to buy homes, get married, or start a family. They don't see the continuation of their family or culture as a good worth pursuing, and in some cases see it as an outright evil to be prevented. Disney is not solely to blame for this wider cultural phenomenon, but they are certainly perpetuating it and profiting from it. By shifting its focus to Disney adults, the company has made it far less likely that there will be a next generation of Disney children. While this business model is clearly doomed if it continues, there's no obvious solution for the entertainment company. The far more chilling fact is that most of these warnings could be applied to our civilization as a whole. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so. If you'd like to get these broadcasts as podcasts, make sure to subscribe to the Auron MacIntyre Show on your favorite podcast platform, and if you do, leave a rating or review. It really helps with the algorithm magic. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, or Gab, or Instagram, or Substack, if you'd like to watch these videos on Rumble or Odyssey, the links to do all of that are down below in the description, and of course, you can watch all of my videos and read all of my columns at The Blaze. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll talk to you next time.